Yo, good morning, good morning. Today is October 9th, 2020. It's a Friday. Um, SNMP is what I want to talk about. So in my last video was my huge spank in the ass fucking lesson from PPSI. And as I stated, man, I noticed that the pre-market breakout is starting to come back. It's seeming that the shorts are getting squeezed in the morning time when everyone's trying to pile in after pre-market. So SNMP market cap 8.29 million, float 7.39 million, and literally it was halted this morning. And in that halt range, it was already trading 40 million shares. All right. Not only that, the market's still live right now. It's still super early in the morning. So in this right here, into this candle, we were already trading 40 million shares in the morning. Market opens, doot doot, doot doot, doot doot, doot doot. And as of right now, we're trading 73.5 million. As you can see where it says volume right here, when I pull it off, boom, 73.5 million shares being traded already. Winded up with a 5.2% gain today. Again, I think it is my comfort level because I seem to be very comfortable in exiting around anywhere between 3 to 5%. Like, that is just extremely comfortable for me. So I have to put that in perspective when I'm trading. And I'm glad I did. Because, so let's look at here. Pre-market, it was already up almost 300%. Okay, so it ran from 39 cents, I believe. Yeah, down here, 38, 39 cents. To topping out pre-market at $1.40. So we're looking at a 300% gain already. Now, normally, for it to have a great break, I like to see this, a nice gradual climb, but it hold near the tops. It dipped off the top, damn near, a nice 30% down. So, that's not necessarily the strength that I'm looking for. So it told me that this stock could get really choppy and to be on the lookout for the choppiness. The news was that they plan to regain compliance with the New York Stock Exchange, which means that the stock will have to maintain over $1. And so far, that's what's happening here. It's basing right above the dollar mark, as you see at 109. Just basing right here. But again, I'm very glad I took the 5% that I took because I would have been in for a -6 if I would have stuck to -6 plus 13. So again, I think it's just my comfort level in the market. Every time I try to go for more than just collecting, 3, 4, 5%, it winds up biting me in the ass. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me? That tells me that I'm comfortable with the 3 or 4, 5%. Every time I try to go more 3 or 4, 5% and be patient, it winds up biting me in the ass. So I'm looking for, I want to say that my biggest gainer so far in this journey was 11% gain, okay? And that happened like that. That wasn't me sitting and waiting. I mean, it happened within 5 minutes. And that's typically the kind of strength that I'm looking for. And I have to understand that about myself, that when I am looking to capture a big move like that, it's because it happens quick. And that's when I feel comfortable, just like here. I felt comfortable. I was up 6%, 7% actually, because it topped at 1.6, and then that's when I hit my sell order, and I was up 7%, but it executed me because I hit sell the market when it's moving so volatile like this, because it'll just, if I hit sell the bid, it might not execute me, but if I hit sell the market, it'll execute me at whatever price. And it did, and I winded up with a little over 5% profit, which is nice. So what had happened in this morning was 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes in, it got caught up in a halt, a volatility halt. As you see right here, Sanchez Midstream Partners shares halted on second circuit breaker to downside, stock up 265%. So because there's so much volatility in the market right now in this particular stock, they always do a 15-minute halt. So they pause and stop, you know, and it's either going to halt going up or halt going down. So when it opened, it started popping right here, okay? So I placed an order. I hit buy the ask, and it didn't execute me. So the breakout was right here at 142. If I would have just put a, you know, 144 order in or something like that, you know, it took some time, but in this candle, I happened to hit, you know, buy the ask, and it just so happened to top me out at 150 and then pulled back. So it didn't execute my order. But instead of me canceling the order and try to chase it, I just left the order in and said, hopefully it fills. You know, if it feels great. If not, well, then it's just going to keep dropping. And that winded up working in my favor, because it did. When this candle opened, it opened at, I executed in here. So when it opened at 146. So my order was at 150, dipped down to 144. And then it, let's see, hold on. Yeah. So everything happened in this one candle. So it didn't execute me, then it did execute me, because it moved really fast. And then when it finally pulled back, then it executed me, and then it popped. And as you can see, that's the highest candle bar. The most volume came right here, 5 million shares in this 1 minute. And it shot up really fast to the 160. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take that, because this was not something just clean. As you can see here, like I said, had a run, then it pulled back 30%. It had a run here, then pulled back again another 20%. So, you know, it's telling me that if I'm not seeing clean, now if I'd have seen this and then a straight line across near the high, then that would have probably gave me more confidence. But because it's a little choppy, it didn't give me the confidence I wanted. So when I was up about 7%, that was beautiful because it happened in a minute. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of movement that I like. I want to see him spike instantly and to collect a quick, you know, 5, 6, 7%. And then if it pulls back and rips, then I could just always easily get back in it. But I think that's a problem that I have psychologically, because I don't have no more day trades left. And when this ripped, I might have easily dip bought it in here in this candle, or even in this candle, thinking it was going to keep going. And now look, it's at $1. You know, this is in the 140s. So that's a 40-cent drop, you know. So that's a 40-cent drop. So I mean, that could have easily killed me. So I need to readjust and think about strategy, and not as far as executions, but as far as what am I executing. And meaning that I've noticed that, like PPSI, for example, I took 4 trades in one day on that one stock, and it bit me in the ass hard. When if I would have just stuck to my 2 trades max rule, I would have been perfectly fine for the day. I would have been maybe down, you know, 5% only, compared to being wiped, you know, having an account damn near half near wiped out. So, you know, it's little things like that that you need to pay attention to. It's the little things, man. It's the details. I obviously feel comfortable trading these stocks, but it's when I start overdoing it is when the problems are caused. And I need to realize that in the future of my trading, and continue to move on. And you know, maybe not necessarily have a -6 plus 13 in this particular market, because again, as you see over here, there's nothing over 100% right now. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. Our highest percent gainer is 52%, and in 20s, 20s, 19s, and teens. So I mean, there's really nothing that meets my actual criteria except for Snmp, which was over 200%. Because I like things over 100%, because when they're over 100%, like I said, then it's easy for me to catch a nice 5, 6% move really fast. Or even sometimes a 10, 11, 12, 13% move really fast. And that's what I like for me personally. That's what works for me. That's what my comfort level is, because I don't necessarily like waiting. Usually if I'm waiting longer than 5 minutes, I start getting a little nervous because you don't know where these stocks are gonna go. You never know when they're gonna drop hard. You never know when they're gonna shoot up. It's very hard to predict. I could be right about the thesis, but it could drop 10, 15% before it rips like I thought it would. And that's the part that is the unknown. We see these patterns all the time, so you could get a good idea of, okay, is it gonna work? And most of the time, it does wind up working in my favor. It's just I might have mistimed it, or like I said, it might dip -10, -15 before a big 20, 30% run. And my comfort level is within that 3 to 5 zone, man. 3, 4, 5% profits and just taking them, because when I was doing that, I was being very consistent. And the moment I shifted my mindset to go back to -6 plus 13, and you have to understand, -6 plus 13 came in a hot market. I mean, I'm talking, we were having plays galore. You feel me? We're having 100% runners on a daily basis, 2, 3, maybe 4 of them on a daily basis. You see anything here running 100%? Not at all. So why would I want to try to even capture a 13% move if nothing is even running? And I can't allow one like yesterday to influence my decision making on, okay, yesterday it happened, so let me try that today, because that winds up biting me in the ass. And it would have bit me in the ass right now. So I think I need to just stick to my comfort level, and take those quick pops, because like I said, on PPSI, I was up 4% and I thought about taking it, but the fear of missing a big move got the best of me. And then I took a loss, and then revenge trading came in because I didn't want to have a loss on a huge runner. And I thought I could get back in on a dip and repurchase and make a profit. And it bit me in the ass. And it winded up being a downhill spiral that entire day. And it winded up kicking my ass tough. So, just stick to what I'm good at, man. And I think that's the lesson today. Because even today, I'm up 7% and I'm already starting to feel uncomfortable because it feels overextended to me. Because look at this. This is straight green all the way up. These are 1 minute candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 minutes. Just straight green all the way up. And this is the biggest candle. And it just, like I said, there was no pullback. So that gets me very nervous. I mean, if it was a steady, chop, chop, green, red, green, red, green, then okay. But no, it's just straight green, and then now look, boom, straight red, And it didn't have its bounce of green until it reached the bottom of this first green candle. And that's when you see a slight bounce right here from 117 to, 120. Let's see, the high is right here to 125. So an 8% bounce, which is roughly around a 5% gain. But like I said, overall, a 5% gain on the day, slowly but surely coming back. I think I just need to find my comfort level. And obviously through the data, it shows that my comfort level is right there in between, -2, -3, +3, +4, +5. And slowly but surely it showed through my data over, 30 trades that it could be profitable if I stay within that range. And maybe when the market does heat up and we start getting 100% runners all up and down here, then I might get more comfortable for the -6 plus 13. But I can't let these little runners in between, we've been getting low flow runners here and there in between, and I've been missing them. And they did have the potential to make, my 13% profit. But again, just in this particular market, every time I'm trying to capture that, it puts me at a different comfort zone, and it's not a good comfort zone. So so to collect a 5% move, and the max gain I could have made was 7% on this move before it tanked. So I collected the majority of that move, which is awesome. And I just need to recognize that, man, because there's a lot of trades that I've been looking over of mine that could have been green if I would have just, took my 3% profit, took my 4% profit. But it's every time I have that thought process of this could potentially run and catch a get, because a 13% run on a small account is huge, man. Like if you put this in baseball terminologies, you feel me? Like this is like a base hit, man. Just take base hits. This is what this is: base hit, base hit. Um, a 13% gain is like a triple. You know what I mean? That's like smacking it down the middle of the. You feel me? Straight down the middle in triples alley, and you feel me? Getting and then anything over 20% is like a home run. So I'm over here trying to smack doubles and triples when I could have easily took a single, and and I think that's something I just need to work on. Continue, man. Stick to what I'm comfortable with. The numbers I'm comfortable with. I still trade the same setups, but the numbers that I seem to be comfortable with, the numbers that seem to be working for me, are to maintain that -2 +3, -3 +4 range. And it's been profitable, and the only time I have not been profitable is when I went outside that range, and I'm noticing that now. Because I could, if I would have waited for a 13% gain here, I would have took a 6% loss easy, big time, and then I would have got frustrated and went back to the smaller gains, which in all reality, if you look over some of these gurus and these big traders, I used to have a Profitly account, which Profitly is basically like social media for traders, where you could post your trades, everybody could see your progress and how well you're doing. And all these top traders on average 6% gains. I mean, I looked over all the best traders, and on average, they all are somewhere around 5 to 6% gains. So why am I trying to be an average of 13% gains when even the best traders in the world are averaging 6%? Yes, occasionally they hit those home runs and make a shitload of money. But reality, even when I look over their trades and they're posting, a 30,000 gain, realistically, it's probably just a 10% gain on their actual position size. So they might have used 300 grand to make that 30 grand in a day, So, in hindsight, this is my comfort zone, man, and I've noticed that, man. This is where I'm comfortable with, because I'm comfortable with exiting at -1, -2, -3. I'm comfortable with taking +3, +4, +5, and I think I just need to stick in those zones and quit trying to go for these huge moves, because that's what they are. A +13% gain, trying to average that. That's huge. And yes, in a heavy bull market where everything is popping off from small caps and low floats, and we got 4 or 5 runners over 100% on the day almost every single day, then yeah, I could see me collecting 13%. But that just has not happened since my journey has started. Like I said, the data I collected was just so happened to be in the 3 or 4 months of an extremely bull market for small cap and low float stocks, and all in the coronavirus sector, which was huge for our country and huge for this world, because it shifted all of our lives. So I mean, obviously that is something huge. I'm getting a nice little breakout over here in PGN, but it's not within my range as far as market cap. See, that's a nice breakout here. Boom. But yeah, anyway, so Snmp rotated the float, met my criteria, under 50 million, market cap 8.29, float 7.39 million. It was trading already about roughly about almost traded roughly about like 50 million shares. So rotated, 7 times. Those all meet my criteria. But a +5 today after, a huge demolishing demoralizing day a couple days ago. That's beautiful, man. So I'm perfectly happy with Snmp. And in this account right here, I'm doing great in this account. In my other account, I'm a little below where I started, but overall, still been maintaining. And then just the one account, completely got its ass kicked by PPSI. So it's just about maintaining my comfort level, man. And that's one thing I'm recognizing here in this particular market is that this is what I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable with a 5% gain. I'm comfortable with a 4% gain. Um, and I want to see them pop really fast because literally I collected 5% in 1 minute in just this one candle. And that's what I like. I don't want to be holding on to this long because it gets me nervous. And unless, like I said, unless it has a huge spike in 1 minute of a 10% gain, but this is straight squeeze. This is all green. And that's why I didn't like it already, because a straight squeeze from 115 to 160, that is, it's 35 cents. Let me see. What's the math on that? So that was a 24.5% gain. You feel me? And that one squeeze already. A 24.5% gain if I would have dip bought it, but dip buying it isn't part of my strategy. And from what this market has been giving, yes, we have been getting them come back, but if this, like I said, if this would have just been straight held here, then pop, a lot better. But because it had a huge dip from the high, that's what I was afraid of. When it finally solidified its new high, broke here, just a straight squeeze though, and then came back. So I'm very comfortable with that 5% gain. And it's just slowly but surely, man. I gotta just get back on track of my comfort level. And like I said, as we seen, that's what was working for me. For me as an individual, would it be nice to do -6 plus 13? Of course, I would love to capture plus 13%. But as I stated, if I would go through all my data, if I did that and stuck to that, I'd be at a 27% win rate. Okay, but ever since I switched up to this, -2 to +2 +3%, I've been at a 50% win rate, and I've been profitable. So why deviate from profitability? Because every time I try to do -6 plus 13, the win rate is really low in this market, and I haven't been profitable. So I need to get that out my head. Psychologically, I need to get that out my head of trying to be greedy. Because like I said, a plus 13 is a big move, man. That is a beautiful move, man. An 11% gain has been my max gain. I haven't even collected a 13% gain yet. So it's just the overall comfort level of what I'm trying to accomplish here. And this is where I'm comfortable. And stop being greedy, because in the long run, as long as you're maintaining a 50% win rate, and your losses are smaller than your wins, your account's gonna grow. I don't care if it's $50. I don't care if it's 5% a month or $50 a month, or what. Regardless, because it's gonna grow, and then in time, like I said, 5% on a $10,000 account is $525 in one day, in 1 minute. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a perspective that I have to maintain. And like I said, man, overall, coming back from this vacation, or this wedding I went to in San Diego, I've been a little off because I was partying, man, and I have to remember that too. This business is more important than my personal guilty pleasures, and this business comes first. Same thing like last night, man. I got a call from one of my homies. One of my boys I haven't seen because I've been kind of just keeping to myself and working. I haven't really been hanging out with nobody or doing anything. Just stacking all my extra cash and continuing to work towards my business. And I went out, and my friends, they like to have a good time and drink, and I had to discipline myself not to do that because I knew that I was going to be up in the morning. And I did discipline myself not to do that. Came home early, got to bed by 10 o'clock so I could be up at market open. And and that rewarded me a nice 5% gain on the day. So 5% gain, a nice pre-market breakout, and it failed. But I was able to capture 5% out of the initial break, which the initial break was at 142, and the high was 160. So if we do 160 minus 142, if I was able to catch the actual break, that would have been a 12.6% gain. But unfortunately, it didn't execute my order. And it executed me a slightly higher, 8 cent higher, which is, 8 cents higher at that. That was already a 5.6% above where I wanted to get. But I was able to capture 5% myself. So overall, I'm happy with this. And I need to take this into perspective and really think about just sticking to these small gains, man, because that's what seems to be working for me. And ultimately, that's what matters, man, is what works for you as an individual. What works for me? What works for me is being comfortable with these small, tiny base hits, and taking these small, tiny losses compared to -6 plus 13, which -6% is a big loss. And plus 13 is a huge win. And keep trying to swing for the fences is what continues to bite me in the ass, as shown on PPSI in the last video. So why swing for the fences when I could catch these base hits? You feel me? So comfortable and happy with my base hit today. Snmp was a straight squeeze. Winded up capturing a nice 5% move, which has been my biggest gain in the last month. So yeah, man. Really reevaluate all your data. Really reevaluate and continue to understand where are you at as a trader. Where is your mindset? Where is your comfortability? What is it that works? Your data tells a story, man. Your data tells a story. From your psychological data, your emotional data, your numerical data. And obviously what's been working for me is maintaining and keeping it small. So I think that's the best thing for me. Obviously after PPSI, it put me in a big hole. But it's not huge where I can't come back from. Like I said, it's a 32% loss on a position size, not on an account size. So, overall, I believe I'm down 25%. 25% on my net. So, I mean, that's not a big hole at all. 25% down on my net is not that bad at all. So, just knowing that and understanding that, for me to be in for this long, I've been averaging, looking through my data, I've been averaging -1% per trade on average. So that to me, it's an extreme improvement from the last time I tried to go at the market with a $4,000 account. Extreme improvement, because I was taking $3,000, $4,000 position sizes and, losing 6% on a $4,000 position size. That's what is it, like $240 loss each time compared to just $60. And then now it's even smaller in my comfort zone with, -1 to 2% on 1,000. So, $10, $20. And that's the comfort zone, man. And again, quit trying to be greedy, greed does not work in this market. I have a book called Beyond Fear and Greed. It's a psychology book about trading. It's really in depth, and it'll really open your mind to some things. And I gotta maintain and stick to my comforts, man. So this is what I'm comfortable with. Taking my gain fast, taking my quick 3, 4, 5%, and I believe that's where I need to stick to, man. And it's so comfortable, -1, -2 for me. I mean, I could do that all day, every day. It doesn't bother me at all. But when I do take -6 you know, if I did PPSI and took a -6 4 trades, that would have been rougher for me, you know. So, you know, like I said, that would have been extremely rough. Um, so, you know, just maintain, man, and understand where your comfort levels are in this market. And I think I am now starting to catch my comfort level as far as emotionally and psychologically, because the numbers came from just pure numerical data. It didn't come from psychological or emotional data from me actually being in the market. And I'm starting to notice that I'm not comfortable with the -6 plus 13 in this particular market. And if the market, even at the lowest points, because September was probably the slowest time for my particular niche, and after I adjusted on the 10th of September, I was profitable after, like I said, 30 trades. I was profitable. So even in the slowest month, if I'm able to be profitable on just taking these small base hits and cutting my losses at 1 or 2 or 3% max, if I could do that and be profitable in the slowest market for my particular niche, then it's only going to go uphill from there when the market starts to speed up. So, and as you see today, it's slowly starting to speed up, and this has been my highest gain in the last month, and it happened in 1 minute. So just readjust, man, and realize that this is a long-term game, man. You have to look at the proper perspective. This is a long-term game. I am nowhere near out the game, you know, like I am right there. Both my accounts are right there at the dollars that I put in each one, except for the third. The third, like I said last time, it got pretty much cut in half because of just one particular stock, of my mental error and the fear of missing it, and then revenge trading. Both psychological hurdles that I had to deal with on that particular trade. And now I'm starting to realize that mentally and emotionally, this is where my comfort level is. This +4, +5%, +3%. Those are my comfort levels. So yeah, man. So you feel me? I think that's a great lesson for today. Psychological and emotional data. Because that's exactly how my mind was. My mind was feeling, you know, it's squeezing, you know, straight squeeze. Should I stay in it, or is it gonna pull back on me? And that's exactly what happened. That would have been an L. That would have been a -6, real quick, easy, and you know, so and it's making me uncomfortable. So you know, stick to the small shit. On my numerical data shows that that's what works for me, and it's profitable. Psychologically and emotionally, when I'm in the market, that's what works for me, because it doesn't get me nervous. It doesn't get me anxious or give me anxiety like trying to capture a big move. And all in time, you know, the more comfortable I get with just taking these small ones, which I am comfortable, but like I said, psychologically, every time I see a runner from the previous day or maybe 2 or 3, or you know, some kind of where I'm like, man, I could have collected that. Who gives a shit? You know, you're not gonna collect the huge move all the time. Now I could have got lucky, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. Is when this broke, it could have kept running. I mean, this candle could have shot up even further. You know, it could have had a huge green candle, and I could have made, you know, 10, 12% in 1 minute. I could have, because this one candle started at 143 to 160. So that was a 12% move in that one candle I could have collected. And that's what I mean. That's a 12% candle. So, you know, if it would have executed me, you know, at 143, 144, I'd have been up 10%. Easy. You get what I'm saying? So that's the comfort level. And, you know, when it does shoot up that fast, I'll be able to collect it. You know, but always be comfortable with the small ones, because that's what I am comfortable with. You know, once it starts hitting 5-6%, I notice my anxiety heightens. Like, you know, is it gonna go? So why do that to myself when I could comfortably take 3, 4, 5%, and the data shows that it's profitable, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with those. So again, Snmp met my criteria market cap, met my criterion float, met my criteria with float rotation, met my criteria of technical analysis of breaking the pre-market high, and I collected a nice 5% on it. always a great day when you stick to what you know best and you stick to what you're comfortable with. And executing only one trade because I only have one trade left for the week, and it happened to be a profitable one. So I'm happy with it. I think that's going to be it for today. A very great lesson psychologically and emotionally today, because it just made me realize that that's my comfort level. So I think I just need to stick to those small ones, man, because in time, in the big perspective, it will grow. And that is the ultimate goal, is growing a small account. Not trying to hit a home run in a day, not trying to hit a home run for the week, but to just grow. And obviously -6 plus 13 in the data, every time I try to execute that in the market, it's always it's way in the red. But every time I stick to my -2 plus 3 in that range, I've been profitable and in the green. So half my trades, I believe I probably placed maybe 55 trades now. So half my trades have been in that, -2 plus 3 range, and the other half have been in the -6 plus 13. Well, the half that were in the -6 plus 13 has me in the red, deep in the red. Well, not necessarily deep, but more than what I'm comfortable with for the actual overall net. But for position size, yes. For position size, I feel deep in the red. But for the actual net account, like I said, I'm down about 25% on the net. And that 25% comes from -6 plus 13. But when I'm -2 plus 3 in that range, I'm green, plus 7%. So, just slowly but surely, man. And that tells me that's the comfort level. That's what's profitable. Stick to it, man. Stick to it. So that's the lesson for today. All psychological and emotional, and what my comfort level are when I actually come into the market. Because this is a business, but you also want to be comfortable with your business. You don't want to get stressed out, and because being stressed and having anxiety and getting paranoid of missing a move, fear of missing out, FOMO, that's going to cause you to make mistakes. And that's exactly what happened to me earlier in the week. And when I could have been profitable on that trade. But greed. Then greed turned to a loss. And then a loss turned to revenge. And then revenge turned to me getting bit in the ass. Snmp, perfect example. Very comfortable with taking that quick move. And I was green. So great lesson for today psychologically. So Snmp finished the day plus 5.25%, and I'm very happy with that. Everything met the criteria, and I live to continue on. And like I said, in that particular account, I'm doing great. In my second account, I'm a little down, but still right there where I started. And then in that third account, PPSI bit me in the ass hard. Feel me? So yeah, so as you can see, October, 2 greens, 2 reds, but Tuesday's red was huge and bit me in the ass hard. So let's maintain here in this range, because if this is a +4, this is a +5. I was up +4 here, didn't take it. I was up +3 here, didn't take it. And it cost me reds. And same thing with the majority of the red that you see. I was up +3, +4, +5, +6. Didn't take them. Lesson learned of my comfortability level in this fucking market. You feel me? So, yeah, man. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. All right, man. I think that's it for today. Till my next video. You feel me? Everybody be safe in your trades, and have discipline, and understand where your comfort level's at, man. And understand that this is a long-term process, and don't let one day or one week get you there. All right? All right.